You ever meet someone who acts like they've already survived 5 lifetimes? Calm, mature, emotionally fluent, probably carrying a therapist's voice in their head? Yeah, that's not old soul energy. That's trauma disguised as wisdom. Today we're diving into the mind of the kid who skipped the playground and went straight to emotional damage management, the one who never grew up because they were too busy keeping things from falling apart. Let's unpack what happens when childhood becomes a survival project. 1. The day the childhood ended. Most kids worry about losing their toys. Some worry about losing their parents' approval, their home's peace, or their own safety. That's when childhood ends early. The moment a child realizes no one is coming to fix things, they stop being the kid in the story and start being the glue holding it together. They become the mini therapist, the emotional referee, the peacemaker who says, "It's okay," when it absolutely isn't. And people call them so mature for your age. Translation? Congrats. You just unlocked the coping mechanism badge at level 7. But what starts as survival soon gets mistaken for identity. And that's when the real mind games begin. 2. The control illusion. When a child can't control chaos outside, they turn inward. I can't stop mom from yelling, but I can stop myself from crying. I can't stop the storm, but I can make myself smaller. They trade spontaneity for safety, and somewhere along the line, they learn the world rewards that. Be quiet, be useful, be strong. Suddenly, maturity is currency, and love is the prize. But that bargain comes with interest. Because now, as an adult, rest feels suspicious. Stillness feels like the pause before disaster. And that hyper-awareness, it doesn't fade. It graduates into overthinking, over-apologizing, and over-functioning. The holy trinity of the grown-up child. 3. The over-responsible brain. The human brain, when marinated in constant alertness, learns one dangerous equation. Love equals stability equals my effort. If everyone's okay, it's because I made it okay. That's not maturity. That's emotional hostage negotiation. Neuroscience calls it parentification. Psychology calls it early role reversal. I call it being the unpaid intern in your own childhood. Your amygdala, the threat detector, becomes overactive. Your nervous system stays caffeinated 24/7. So when people tell you to relax, your body's like, I've literally never done that before. And while other adults are busy chasing success, you're secretly chasing something else. A thing called feeling safe for once. 4. The caretaker's curse. Growing up too fast teaches you empathy, like Jedi-level empathy. You can read people's moods before they even text, "Hey," but that superpower comes with a cost. You attract broken people like moths to trauma. Because saving others feels like rewriting your past. Except, it's not healing, it's repetition. You're still the fixer, still the peacekeeper. Just now, you do it with better vocabulary and higher caffeine tolerance. And if you've ever wondered why you're drawn to emotionally unavailable people, it's because unavailable feels like home. 5. The strength scam. People see your composure and call it strength. They see your independence and call it confidence. But they never see the cost. Strong wasn't a choice. It was the only option. Your so-called independence, that's isolation dressed in productivity. You learned early that being needed keeps you safe. So you became everyone's emotional Wi-Fi, always connected, never unplugged. But the price of being everyone's anchor is that no one notices when you're the one drowning. 6. The myth of the perfect adult. When you grow up too fast, mistakes feel dangerous. Failure feels like betrayal. You become allergic to being too much, yet terrified of being not enough. Your childhood programming whispers, don't upset anyone, don't need too much, don't break the peace. So you become the model adult, reliable, competent, and absolutely exhausted. It's not that you can't rest. It's that your nervous system files rest under possible threat. Because back then, calm always came right before chaos. And maybe that's why you feel more comfortable in crises than in comfort. Because chaos, at least, feels familiar. 7. The ghost of the inner child. Deep down, there's a little version of you still waiting. The one who never got to be silly, loud, or messy. They're stuck in time, watching you manage everyone else's emotions like it's a full-time job. But that kid doesn't need another manager. They need a parent. You. You can't heal that inner child by analyzing them. You have to let them play, laugh, rest, be dumb for 5 minutes, because healing isn't about becoming strong again. 8. The psychology of reclaiming safety. Let's get scientific for a second. When a child grows up under constant stress, their brain hardwires for vigilance. The prefrontal cortex, logic and planning, goes into overdrive. Meanwhile, the limbic system, emotion, and play gets benched. So as adults, these people can solve anyone's problems, except their own. They intellectualize feelings instead of feeling them. It's not detachment, it's self-defense. But the good news, the brain is plastic. It can rewire every time you choose rest over control, joy over guilt, connection over competence. You're reteaching your nervous system that the storm is over. 9. The redemption arc. Here's the twist. The same traits that once kept you alive can now make you extraordinary. Your empathy. It's emotional intelligence. Your awareness. It's intuition. Your depth. It's wisdom forged under pressure. You're not broken. You're complex. You were never meant to be strong forever. You were meant to be free. The child who grew up too fast doesn't need to toughen up. They need to come home. Not to their old house, but to themselves. Hit subscribe, not out of habit, but as a symbolic act of rebellion against your inner perfectionist. Because here, we don't just study psychology. We live it, laugh at it, and sometimes accidentally cry in the middle of it. Welcome to the journey of ungrowing up and remembering the kid who deserved peace before they ever earned it.